Could we give them a round of applause? Just remain standing. Seems as though we have more new members than old members, but I guess I overthrow or what? How many of you don't have the TTARP bread? Put your hand up. Everybody. Begin. You have. New members, let's focus on the new members first. Focus on the new members.
And they're supposed to introduce themselves? I'll have the mic.
Standing for the TTARP bread. Thank you. Be with us as we come in fellowship to discuss, plan, and implement our projects and events. We thank you for allowing us to enjoy all the years together as we ask you for help, strength, wisdom, peace, and a grateful heart, so that we can assist our fellow. At the end of our activities today, take us home safely to our loved ones, to continue to love and serve you. We praise and thank you. Amen. Kindly have your seat. And now we're going to ask the new members to stand again. It's good for your physical health. You know, the kind of exercise thing that, so that you could properly introduce yourself by telling us your name and who invited you and why you're here and what you had for breakfast. So just give your name and you know, who invited you, why you're here.
Okay, so nobody really invited me because I was already in TTARP a long while ago and I dropped out the system, so I'm back again. Thank you.
Give a little clap. Take off the mask and the job.
My name is Monica Bradways.
Are you family?
I've always wanted to join, but for the time.
Only people
So I
are
had
just like
encouragement
you.
from my friend here.
Thank you.
My name is Dora Henry. I was invited.
Speak in the mic.
My name is Dora Henry. I was invited to this group by TTARP.
My name is Pearl Joseph. I was invited here by Christine Paragon.
Good morning. My name is Shireen McAllister. I was invited by Monica Guppo.
Good morning all, I am Mervyn Humphrey. I was invited to this group by my wife Beverly Humphrey.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Beverly Humphrey, and I was introduced to this group by a gentleman at JTA.
Good morning, everyone. I am Gomati Singh. I was invited by Sandra Kesri.
Hi, good morning everyone. Actually, I'm not totally new. I joined about 8 years ago, but today is my first day back since the group. I'm Brian.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jean Budan, and I was invited here by Donna Sinana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Esther Polyester Fiesta. It's just a joke.
Could you repeat that in Spanish, please?
On a serious note, my name is Esther Ann Ashton. I was invited by my good friend Marva T. Boone.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janine John George. I am not a new member. I've joined the group about 7 years ago, but I was encouraged to renew my subscription by Norma and Megan. They encouraged me.
Good morning, everyone. I was invited by Ingrid Richards. My name is Joy Haynes.
Of all the names mentioned, the only one I remember is Polyester Caparista. That's good for a start, isn't it? Before we get into the crux of the matter, I need to report on a situation that happened last month. Last month was our Thanksgiving, and we had lots of contributions, food and drinks and so on. So thank you all for that. At the end of our session, I believe I happened to pass by the kitchen, and there was a whole pile of items. And I was told, you take that and store it. And I believe it was orchestrated, because as we used to say a long time, they digs out. When I look around, I had to really take it in good faith and store it. And if that wasn't all, at our executive meeting, they were inquiring about replenishing the stocks for next meeting. And I was told, well, you have the biscuit, you check it and let me know. Now, I find that was in poor taste. I am the chairman, I'm supposed to delegate duties. No one's supposed to delegate duties for me. And I need a clap for that. The other thing I've noticed is that there's a certain attitude when it comes to dealing with men in this group. And for those of us who are concerned, I ask you to search your consciousness to see whether you think you're doing the right thing. The only time men seem to be recognized is when to tote load. We need to move the chairs with the men. You know. Prior to the COVID, we had a handful of men, and it wasn't proportionate, but it was okay, it was building. But the men would stay in the back and just quietly consume whatever and then disappear. And I could understand because of the overpowering nature of the women. And many times I had to repeat, you know, persons will come up here and say, good morning, ladies. And I'll say, well, what about the men? And I've been trying to find out why there is this sort of attitude. And then someone said to me, we're not accustomed to men in the group. Wow, that's a big one, baby. And I took that in good faith. And then I began to understand the personalities with women and men, and in the middle you have differences and clashes and so on. There is something called paternalism. Anyone ever heard that term, paternalism? Anyway, the Creator has provided women with a paternalistic nature, attitude, and that is to be able to take care of their young ones, guide them, protect them, and instruct them. And for some reason, as we grow older, the nature of that philosophy is passed on or directed against men. Unknowingly, because it's part of your nature. Some of us who are aware of it might be doing it deliberately, I don't know. But I say all this to say that this is an organization. It's not a girls' group. It's not a women's group. And the last time I checked, we were multi-ethnic, multi-racial, multi-religious, and mixed. And each person in this group should be able to be felt, recognized, and accepted. There should not be any barriers or discrimination because of your gender. I thank the persons who volunteer because, well, there's no such thing as volunteerism. Because it costs you to come here anyway. And you give up your time and energies, you know, very well, and I appreciate that. But volunteering is also, should be done good-natured, from the kindness of your heart. And while we are here, we're not just here to consume whatever and run off. This I consider is a watering hole, where you come and you receive nourishment and ingredients and you return to your loved ones. But if we continue taking out without putting in any substance, we're going to run dry. In fact, one group, TTARP is comprised of several zones, over a dozen zones. And one zone has been dissolved because of infighting and conflict, and people cannot work together. So communication and camaraderie is very important. So I say all this to say that in the future, in the coming meetings, I want to spend some time in helping us to understand the roles of the persons in executive and committee management positions. Because you can't assume. Thank you. We can't assume that, we just come here, have a good time and go. There are a lot of things that go on in the background that you're not conscious of. And I'm not one for holding any secrets. Whatever is discussed in the executive management meeting, good, bad, or indifferent, you need to know because you are part of this. So I thought I would just notify you of that. The next thing I would want you to do, I stress you do, is that, well, personalities, we can't control, we have no control over what people say, but we could manage how we respond to what people say. So when persons come to you with concerns and little stories, the only person to help or to assist in addressing that is the chairman. So your suggestion or question should be, have you spoken to the chairman about that? Simple. See the chairman, he would assist you. Because if we go on peddling little stories and things, it just inflame and get out of hand. And it's no good for business. No good. Only looking so nice, like only want to cry. All right. Calm down. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. I just tell you, don't tell the chairman to do anything, you come with this paper. Anyhow, this is an announcement. PDC 7381. Anyone owns this vehicle here? PDC 7381. Or the car window is down, glass down. So maybe it's somebody from the end. Oh, that person. Okay, before we move on, who was the first person here this morning? Give her a lovely round of applause. Come on. This is the price you pay for coming early. trying to bribe me for our next gift. She said, I like how your speech went. I don't know what to do with all they have real skills, you know, but all they could be real psychologists. Right. Now we would have the Secretary's report.
Good morning, especially to the new members. Welcome. The minutes of the Purple Diamonds Thanksgiving meeting, which was held on Tuesday, the 3rd of January, 2023, 10:50 a.m. at Pleasantville Community Center. A call to order was made with the playing of the Bush Act, the singing of the national anthem, and the recitation of the TTARP prayer. The chairman then welcomed members and extended best wishes for the new year. He also gave a special welcome to the 6 new members, birthday greetings for January, for those born in January, were then extended. The Treasurer's report was read. A balance of $8,053 was recorded as of December 2022. The minutes of the December general meeting were then read and confirmed by Julia Jones Davis and seconded by Esther D. Charles. Our guest entertainer Neil Algie opened our Thanksgiving proceedings with inspirational songs. This was followed by greetings and a prayer from the Imam al-Maji of the Muslim community. Our guest speaker, Noble Philip, then gave a very noteworthy presentation. Some of the highlights of his talk included the need for seniors to be particularly grateful to the Creator for remaining years, the importance of organizations like Purple Diamonds to enhance life by building relationships and relieving some of the stress and anxiety. Mr. Philip also saw it as a responsibility of seniors to share their stories of the goodness of God in their lives with the young people in order to influence them positively. The manager of Pleasantville Community Center, Roxanne Solomon George, brought New Year greetings, reminded members of ongoing activities being run at the center, namely the computer and social media classes on Thursdays, the fitness exercise on Wednesday mornings, and a dance therapy class is scheduled to begin in January on Fridays. The chairman thanks the recently elected executive for their support over the past months. Mrs. Jacqueline Phillip urged members to collect their Purple Diamond polos, which have been submitted for logos. Upcoming activities would include a jewelry class to start in February, an outing in January to the First People in Santa Clara and the Lobino Cultural Complex. A special matinee will be put on by the San Fernando Tent Kaiso Showcase, particularly for Purple Diamond members and friends. More info on that. As part of our Thanksgiving, several members shared testimonies, songs, and prayers for 2023. Our entertainer Neil Algie then continued his repertoire while the sumptuous snacks and drinks generously supplied by the members were distributed. The meeting concluded at 1 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Norma George Ocho, Secretary. Are there any omissions? If somebody who was at the meeting confirmed, then could we then have a second? Okay.
Mr. Peterson here? Mr. Peterson is not here. At our exec meeting, the chairman, by the way, for the new members, my name is Carl Ryan. Carl with a C. I'm Swedish. Carl with a K is German, I will have you know. And nobody used to call me Swedish Carl. As I said, the chairman made several announcements, and these should be recorded one way or the other. The first one is a suggestion for a bingo. Anyone interested in a bingo? Our own internal bingo. And it would be a live bingo, and I've already contacted the person who rents the equipment. So probably in the shortcoming future, we will look into that. You remember Neil, the guy who gave us Neil Archie, who sung for us. He volunteered to put together a group of artists, and he even mentioned Fabian, what's his name? Errol Fabian as the MC, who would do a show for us as a fundraising event. And I suppose that needs to be recorded as well. And one member, I think it was Miss Ransom, is Miss Ransom here. She is some kind of high-flying designer and decorator. And she said she could decorate the place and could have us sit down and listen to music. And because Neil has international connections, so, you know, it's very good. So that needs to be recorded as a future possibility. The Ransom family also suggested, I like this one, that we have our own TTARP choir. Who could sing here? Put up your hand. And whether we have a quartet. Would you all be interested in a choir? Well, most of us will have to be taught how to sing and how to behave in a choir. So that is something needs to I also mentioned that one TTARP group has received approximately $100,000 towards purchasing their own building. And I suggested to the Executive and Management Committee that we could do the same. Well, I'm glad that you at least give a clap, because that's a legacy, you know. And what would be better than having your own space? So what I want to do is, I would like persons with financial and legal background, or if you know anyone of your immediate family who would be able to work with us on a pro bono basis, so that we could put a plan together as how we would approach this project. And so in the meantime, as you drive around, I would suggest you look at vacant buildings. It could be a small warehouse, you know, with space, sufficient space for parking and this sort of thing. Yes?
Good morning. I was just thinking probably we can look at getting a piece of land donated going through the process of whether it's Mr. Carolyn land and maybe to pay from the government, some kind of thing. You could go that way. But if you get the land, it's always easier. It's not construct. So if you can get a piece of land donated, it doesn't have to be a whole acre.
So this is what I'm talking about. You see, ideas start to flow already. So that's an option. Because if Tobago could do it, Trinidad could do it. I warning all you know, just now it's going to be Tobago and Trinidad. So you better step up to the plate.
Not take what's narrow. Them gone green.
So discuss among yourselves. We will need that's a special project, but we will need persons with a little financial background so that they could guide us as to how we could go about this. I also suggested that, well, January is our Thanksgiving month. But we've been through so much over such a long space of time that I believe that the whole year should be Thanksgiving year. And so discussing it with the committee, and part of the Thanksgiving process, I suggested that when members go to the supermarket, probably they could purchase one extra tin of non-perishable foodstuff, and every 3 months, bring them together, make hampers, and serve them to the needy. Because we have to be grateful for life. We're still in the land of the living. And part of our gratefulness is to give back to the community. These are our missions. Sorry? It's yeah, but these should have been recorded in the minutes. Well, this is what I'm saying, they won't record it in the minutes. These should have been mentioned in the minutes.
Okay, with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, what's happening is that you're mentioning some things that occurred in the executive meeting. My records are simply what occurred at our last general. That's new matter that could come in, but right now my records, as the minutes could record what happened at the actual meeting in January. So I need to get my minutes confirmed, second it, and then you can talk about it. So may I continue, sir? Okay. So I've read the minutes, I need a confirmation. Okay. Say your name. Clarice. Seconded by Clarice, second. Confirmed. Thank you so much.
Okay. Seems that I've let the cat out of the bag. I'll say no more. Thank you for that observation, Madam Secretary. TTARP head office is about to provide training for membership promotion, and we need a few members to participate in the training program like Mr. Fraser and Jacqueline did. Do we have any volunteers for training? Ms. Sibaran, yes. And Uta. Anybody else? Could you I was asked. Jacqueline, could you probably come up and give a little synopsis about what goes on? Well, basically the training, it's about being trained, and then you would be placed at certain business places, mostly like Massey, and then you have a little boot stand, and you invite persons to sign up for TTARP. That's basically what it is. Name, please. Yeah. In Port of Spain, head office. Any other volunteers? Okay, no more volunteers. In the event that persons have a second thought and wants to volunteer, then they could contact me. Yes, Ms. Daly.
She's volunteering.
Right. Now, Calypso Showcase has or is planning to put on a Calypso show exclusively for the TTARP members. I think it's on the 12th. I thought it was a kind of a matinee show. Anyway, this is at 7:30 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. Calypso Showcase having a matinee show for the TTARP retiree, and this was planned especially for you all on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Ignore the 7:30, please. It's general ticket that they are selling, right? So the show is 4:30 p.m. at Parks Club. And this is especially for TARP group last year we had it, and it was a success. And they have decided to do the show for TARP members. $100. And the 12th, Sunday the 12th, which is Sunday coming, $100. 2-on-1 ticket, $150, so people can put up 75 and 75. And we are asking you all for your support for this show, especially for you all. And we are getting back a percentage of how many tickets we sold. So ignore the 7:30 and it's 4:30 p.m. So it's one general ticket they printed. So ignore the 7:30, 4:30. And we have tickets by the front. So I'm asking you all to support. It's a very nice show. And we have 6 in the semi-finals in Skinner's Park on Sunday. So you will have a grand show and you will enjoy it. And you can see support for you.
Is Mr. Peterson here? This gentleman called me some time ago. I think he's a member, and he's interested in teaching TARP members to play chess. How many of us will be interested in learning to play chess? Right. He promised that he would be here to explain the situation, but perhaps for some reason he's not here. Neil, you saw the flyer. Neil is having a Valentine's show on the 14th. So those of you who are able to attend, I'm sure you would appreciate your support. It's on Leoto Street. I don't know exactly where, but it's near to where Hollis lived. Where this Planning Bar is, I never heard of it.
Leoto Street next to me. Corner Leoto, when you get your board paper, and next time you have to go and get your death certificate, that building, you're going down the hill. But this is the first corner. Action.
Is it 7 p.m. I think? Well, the flyer is on the chat. I think it's 7 p.m. Anybody remember the time? The flyer is on the chat. Right. Concerning the activities that is going on, like the dance class, go in the dance class, and the exercise class, and the therapeutic something, therapeutic dance. How is that going? Would anyone want to come and say something about, how you're enjoying it? Anyone? Anyone want to give a little synopsis of their experience? No one. So would you you like the activities to continue? Okay, could we have the treasurer's report, please? Maureen. There is an NGO called Specific Projects of Tender Intervention, Spotty. And they are going to be giving out 11 starch mango plants. Who will be interested? So could you contact, what's your name, ma'am? Could you contact Ms. Jupiter? Yeah. 11 starch mango plants. Wow. Okay, we'll have the treasurer's report now.
A report for Purple Diamonds for the period ending 31st of January. The financial report of Purple Diamonds for the period ending 31st of January 2023. The income. The cash in hand brought forward as of the 31st of December, $8,053. Member subscription, $2,775. That had a total income of $10,828. Expenditure. We had a refund on the Christmas tokens, $300. Purchase of tokens, $237.95. Purchase of stack boxes, $468.65. The chairman's stipend, $300. The laundering of 8 tablecloths, $280. The PA system, $350. The venue setup, $300. The rent for December and January, $1,250. That makes up a total expenditure of $3,486. Cash in hand carried forward into this February will be $7,341.60. Sorry, 40 cents. That's my report for January. And Mrs. Donovan has asked that for the Calypso, you all can purchase tickets at the entrance on the day. She'll be there to sell them. Members, just listen up, please. Thank you. The outings, well, for the new members in particular, okay, over the years, pre-COVID, what we have done for fundraiser is have a monthly outing. We've done several outings, but we've done monthly outings within Trinidad. Okay, so that's just for the inclusion of the new members. And that's really for a fundraiser, because when we have activities and we need funding, we use the money raised from the outing for our funds. I just want to thank them. So when we started back post-COVID, we had one in December, and then we had one last month in January. And I just want to thank the members. We went to the First People, and we went to Santa Rosa, and we went to Lopino. And I want to thank the members who participated, particularly, of course, for their support. We also had a little mini outing last week, was it? Pleasantville Festival and the Carnival Village. Now that was a little impromptu mini outing because we got the information a bit late. So the organization of it we had to do pretty quickly. So a few people, I know persons, didn't get on board and know that they were kind of disappointed. But we couldn't fill, we had to do only 2 maxis because we couldn't fill a full maxi. And when you go out, you need to pay the maxi, not full person. Okay? So that was all. What we're doing now, because we're having one every month. So for February, we planned an outing, but the carnival celebration usually go around the last Saturday or the second to last Saturday of the month. But the carnival celebration takes in that whole week, and you know when, although it's Monday and Tuesday, on Saturday things are still happening. So we left that out and we will go instead, as you see, they're collecting dates on the 4th, Saturday the 4th March. Okay, we're going to remarket in Santa Cruz. You can Google it, you can check it out on Facebook. Information is on it. And we also want to go to La Vega Estate in Cuba. Okay, so those are the 2 places that we're going to on Saturday the 4th of March. Okay, so just like that information. Of course, as per usual, we will prepare to pay obviously up front because we have to hire the maxis. If there's a list, you can always check it. Thank you so much. Just one thing, in the minutes, we mentioned the jewelry class. Unfortunately, the tutor has decided not to hold the class, so we won't be having that jewelry class. Okay, but hopefully, Purple Diamonds will look for other classes that we can do, but the jewelry class has been cancelled.
Usually we would have a presentation and someone had, I think Mr. Philip had agreed to come and talk to us about Carnival. Is he here, Mr. Philip? He's not here as yet. So would you, Mr. Guy, the entertainer is here. So shall we go with the entertainer?
I'm just going to introduce our Hollis for today. His name is TTARP Guy, and he began playing music, the steel pan, at 3 years old. His first song being the national anthem. He's naturally gifted musically and now has a proficiency in a range of instruments, including strings, keys, and percussion. He continued to play the steel pan during his primary school years, representing St. Paul's Boys Anglican School at Schools Panorama and other district competitions where they excelled. Thanks to his exposure at Presentation College, Old Tech Steel Orchestra, and the musical arrangement program hosted by the government at the school, he has been able to hone his craft and now does his own arrangements. During his time in Costa Rica on a part scholarship after his CSEC exams, he was able to showcase our national instrument at his campus college, where there were students from all over the world. Most recently, he has performed with 2 steel orchestras in the current Panorama competition, playing the tenor in one and the 6th bass in the other. One of those bands made it to the Panorama Finals on February 18th. He can play in a range of different genres of music and plans to further enhance this talent. He truly enjoys all aspects of music and takes pleasure in bringing joy to others via this medium. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Yara Khan.
trees are green, red roses too, I see them bloom.
Mr. Guy, on behalf of Purple Diamonds, we are very, very grateful. You came here and that you entertained us, and we hope, wish you all the best.
Anyone remember the sitting technique I taught you some months ago? Has anyone used it? No. The sitting technique. Who has tried it? Nobody. Are we listening, please? All right, some of you don't know it. There are dynamics and strategies and principles as we get older we need to bear in mind. Interestingly, the average person would not be aware of that. But balance comes from two areas. The wideness of your stance. The more narrow your stance, it's more easy for you to topple over. So the wider your stance, shoulder width, the more balanced and stable you are. The next area of balance is your head. Wherever your head goes, your body goes. If your head is going back, your body will fall back. So those are the important principles to bear in mind. So as elderly persons, when you're sitting on a chair, it's important to widen your stance. If possible, place your feet on each side of the front of the chair, on the side of the chair. And then gradually ease yourself down. But when you reach here, the pressure is so much that you just give way, okay? One of the reasons for that is your head position. So when going down, lean your head forward. And if possible, place your hands on your knees to support and gradually sit down. Then adjust your seating position and try to remain as upright as possible. And getting up is another problem. So what we do, because our thighs are not as strong, we would need to, because we are getting up, then the head would need to go forward. So that helps to propel us forward. So you lean forward, and some of us might do it in 3 attempts, you know, like 1, 2, 3. But that's okay. That's okay. So lean the head forward, place your hand on both knees, and push forward, up. Even if, it's painful, but it helps. And that could be a practice, in and out as frequently as you can. Going to be difficult at first, but it would help in the ease in which you sit and stand. So the wider your stance, or the wider your base, is the more stable your stance, and you're able to move and do stuff. Your head is the center of balance. If the head is leaning back too much, you will fall over. So when you're sitting down, keep the head forward and like that. Stand up, lean forward, and stand up. Catch yourself before you start to walk, because you don't want to end up toppling over. All right? Any question? Was that helpful? So next time I want to see you all practicing that, all right? When you come to class, practice sitting technique for the senior person. I don't like the word senior, but senior is a good word because you have experience, you have age, you have integrity, and all those nice things. Okay. Are there any questions or announcements? Anyone would want to say anything? No? Nothing? No question? Everybody understand everything? Okay, well, Mr. Philip is not here. He didn't turn up. So, just a reminder, those of us who bought jerseys, particularly the new persons, would need to contact Ms. Jacqueline Phillip for installing the logo on the jersey. So what you do, you purchase the jersey, you hand it over to Ms. Phillip. She would place the logo for a small fee. I can't remember how much it is. $25 or $50. $15, 1-5. So cheap. I better take two. Okay, $15 for the logo. And we'll be okay. It's suggested when we attend meetings, we wear our polos. When we go in on outings, we also wear our logos. Okay? Ms. Ibaran, how are the sales going for the outing? 81. Wow. Well, they like going out, right? Please remember, we are part of a family organization with zones in various parts of the country, and often other zones invite us to participate in their events. So it's important that we at least try to represent, okay, because we're not isolated in this instance. Okay, well, If there isn't any question or announcement, we're going to break off a bit early. So, meeting's closed.